What is going on, SoFi fans? Welcome back to Trending Stocks. Today I want to talk to you about the data points, go over what shorts are doing, and just where things might be going from here. Before I get into any of that, make sure to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. And with that, let's get right to it. So currently it is up 2.64%. A lot of eyes are on it, especially for a Friday. So 19.84 million shares being traded. 24 is the average. It did have a nice pop first thing to around $8.30 as a result of positive PCE, and it hasn't been below 4% in almost about 2 years. So this is definitely very good data, but it is just the broader market starting to pull it back down because of potential shutdowns that might be coming around in the next couple of days. So definitely there's a lot of mixed feelings in the market right now. As well, with it very close to $8, you are going to see a little bit more suppression coming from market makers, because as it stands with options activity, there's around 20,000 in open interest at the $8 strike price. So if it does close above $8, then market makers are going to have to cover those shares, causing a nice pop, and of course they don't want to. So this is why typically around these hold numbers, or at least the strike prices, you are going to see a little bit of a suppression. But going into next week, it is anticipated to be a little bit more optimistic, so between the $8 and $9 range. If you are negative, it is anticipated to be, looks like sub 8 going into next week. As far as overall options activity, I'll touch on all the data points just on a side note, but $3.81 million in calls being purchased versus 1.08 million in puts. So based on this, people are anticipating for it to trend up going into the foreseeable future. And when it comes to it, these are some of the transactions that did occur on the secondary market over $100,000. I do assume that after hours is going to be completely on fire because this is the last trading day for the quarter. So a lot of institutions and ETFs do rebalance a lot of their positions in SoFi. So it's going to be very active. My own opinion, not a financial advisor, of course. But over and above that, these are some of the transactions that did occur on the dark pool. This one is crazy hot today. And when it comes to the dark pool, it is usually very linked to shorting. So it'll give you an overview of what shorts are doing. And as I've said in the past, I'm only using this as a benchmark, not here saying that SoFi is going to squeeze. But short score is currently 60, utilization is 30.17%. And as it stands, they are increasing around 91,000 shares. 12.95% of the free float is being shorted, and 104.28 million shares overall are being shorted. Cost to borrow average is opening a little bit higher compared to yesterday, so 0.82%. So the way I interpret this information, with them increasing on a green day, does show that they feel like it's not really justified for SoFi to trend up today. So again, that's kind of the mentality behind the scenes. As far as right now, there has been no official SEC filings, no press releases. There was news that came out on the 27th, but it's not really linked to SoFi, it just refers to SoFi. So once again, it's just a lot of people talking on essentially the shutdown, so the government shutdowns that is set for October the 1st. And a lot of people are just wondering as far as what that does mean for SoFi and a lot of the lenders associated to student loans. And in reality, it doesn't really talk on much. It just shows a little bit more of an inconvenience and a temporary lag, but nothing really crazy. There was an analyst that did give a rating today, so I just wanted to go over that quickly. So as far as the analyst rating that came out, it does look like it was from Piper Sandler. So it came out today, a hold rating, a $9 price target. And yeah, so kind of interesting stuff. The last one was 10 days ago from Jefferies, John Heckett, who does have a 59% success rating and also a $15 price target. So analysts, oddly enough, still do really like SoFi. And as well, one thing to note as far as looking at the upcoming earnings, because similarly, we are a couple of days away from the Q3 numbers being locked in. Right now, there are 16 analysts that have given ratings. Previously it was 17, so it does look like one analyst who was bearish did leave. And currently there's an average earnings per share estimate of -7 cents per share. And as far as revenue, it does look like that's kind of stayed the same a little bit. One analyst recently did up their estimate, so it was a consensus of 508.31 million to now 513.54 million. But no matter what, as you can see with revenue, SoFi always far exceeds the analyst expectations, both always on revenue and earnings per share. So I do feel that this upcoming earnings that most likely will be in November is going to be another home run. My own opinion, of course. So where is SoFi going, you ask? That is a good question. With it currently at $7.96, it is between this S2 and this S1. So $7.99 is a very strong resistance that didn't really hold as of right now. And like I said, market makers most likely also do want to keep it below $8. So I don't see it kind of staying or closing above that, but I could be wrong. So right now, $7.23 is going to be that strong support level. But regardless, I do feel that the fear associated to the whole shutdowns are kind of overdone. So I feel like the broader market is going to go up next week. And in SoFi's case, that means it would be pushed up higher to this S2 to the pivot. So potentially as high as $9.22 in the foreseeable future, which is kind of matching with a $9 cap for options. So let me know your thoughts and give yourself a shout out in the comments if you did buy today, if you sold, what's your take on SoFi, and where do you see things going by the end of next week, for instance? Do you see it around the $8 range, 9 or 6, or all over the place? What's your take? Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. And if you do like my channel and support the growth, take a look at my memberships, link in the description below and also the comments. With that said, I appreciate you watching, and let's all make a lot of money on SoFi.